Welcome to JK Education Center. Today our focus is on properties of acid. Now let's start. What are the properties of acid? We can say that number one, acids are sour in taste. What it mean? Sour in taste means we cannot taste acid. The acids which we are using in laboratory should not be tasted. They are very dangerous. We should not touch them also. But the organic acids like citric acid, ascorbic acid, this lactic acid, they are sour in taste. That's why it is usually told that, we say that acids are sour in taste. That's why we can say one is acid is sour. Now second property of acid. What is it? Acid have effect on indicator. Now we have to know about indicator also. What is indicator? Indicators are the substances which gives particular color in acidic, basic and salt solution. It gives one color in acidic solution, another color in basic solution and another color in salt solution. That's why it has effect on indicator. Now let's talk some example. There are three basic indicators which we are using in laboratory. One is litmus, may be available in the form of paper, may be available in the form of liquid also. This litmus, acid converts blue litmus into red. And second, phenolphthalein. This is also one indicator which is used in laboratory to identify an acid. Phenolphthalein remains colorless in acid. Another third one is methyl orange. Methyl orange is an indicator which gives red color in acid. This way we can say that the second important property of acid is what? It has effect on indicator. That's why effect on indicator. There's another one also, one of the very important property of acid. Acids are a strong electrolyte. It conducts electricity. Why they are a strong electrolyte? Because acid gives hydrogen ion in the form of solution, and the compound which gives ion, which ionizes in water, conduct electricity. Whether it is acid or it is alkali or it is salt, they conduct electricity. That's why acid is strong electrolyte which conduct electricity. I think you are taught somewhere that sulfuric acid is used in making simple cell because it acts as electrolyte, it conducts electricity. It is also used in lead acid cell to conduct electricity. That's why this is another property. It is strong electrolyte which conduct electricity. Now next, let's talk about next. Acids are corrosive in nature. What it means? Corrosive means it is very dangerous actually. When a metal piece is placed in acid, the corrosion takes place on its surface, and that's why it has corrosive in nature. Whatever comes in its contact, it tries to corrode that substance, and that's why it is another important property is it is corrosive. Now next, acid gives hydrogen ion in aqueous solution. This is one of the important property of acid. Whatever it is, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, everything, it gives hydrogen ion in aqueous solution. This is one of the great identity of acid. That's why this can be recognized as property of acid. Hydrogen ion, it gives hydrogen ion in aqueous solution. Now this can be taken as physical properties, but there are some other important properties which are recognized as chemical property. I want to mention three of them. Okay, the sixth one, acid reacts with base to form salt and water only. whenever whatever acid is there, if it reacts with base, then they form salt and water, not the third product. Now acid reacts with base. Base means what? Base is metallic oxide or metallic hydroxide are called base. Just for example, calcium oxide, magnesium oxide, they are metallic oxide. Not only this, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, metallic oxide or metallic hydroxides are bases. When acid reacts with them, then they form water and salt. Look at this one, we can take example. When this is the statement what I told you, when acid reacts with base, acid when reacts with base, it forms salt and water. Now let's take example. Just for example, calcium oxide when reacts with hydrochloric acid, then what happens? This calcium hydrogen is replaced by calcium and it becomes calcium chloride, and another product is water. This is salt, this is water. Yeah, this way we can write chemical reaction also. Now another example also, just for example, sodium hydroxide when reacts with sulfuric acid H2SO4, then what happens? Sodium sulfate and water forms. This is another reaction which can be balanced like this. Okay, what it says, acid when reacts with base, they form salt in water. There's another property also. When an acid reacts with certain, let's say seventh one, when acid reacts with metal, when a metal reacts with acid, then what is found? Salt forms along with hydrogen gas. It means acid reacts with certain metal like sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, etc. and it forms salt, and in this process hydrogen gas is liberated. We can take example, just for example, if iron reacts with sulfuric acid, then what happens? Hydrogen is replaced by iron and hydrogen forms. And this, in the same way, when zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid, then what happens? Zinc displaces hydrogen with the formation of zinc chloride, hydrogen gas forms. When a metal, not all, some metal reacts with acid to form what? Salt and hydrogen gas. Now I want to give you another example also, another property also. This 8. We are talking about chemical properties. When acid reacts with carbonate or bicarbonate, then what they form? They form salt, water and carbon dioxide gas. This is the product. Acid reacts with carbonate or bicarbonate compound to form salt, water and carbon dioxide gas. We can take some examples. Just for example, look at this. When sodium carbonate reacts with sulfuric acid, then what is seen? Sodium sulfate forms. This is salt. Sodium sulfate forms along with water and carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas. Now we can take another example also. Look at this, another example. When this sodium bicarbonate or calcium bicarbonate reacts with an acid, this is bicarbonate, carbonate, bicarbonate, both reacts with acid to form salt. First salt is calcium chloride. First we are writing calcium chloride, and then another what forms? Water forms, and another what forms? Carbon dioxide forms. This way, these are the major property of acid. I told you about The property, 5 of them can be recognized as physical property and other can be recognized as chemical property. Chemical property always comes with reaction. Okay, this much for today.